Hey guys, this is Anime Ball Z here, and today we are going to be doing the fourth part of What If Goku Was Half Kryptonian. Please like the video if you haven't already and subscribe, it's totally free and you can unsubscribe whenever you want. There's nothing much else I'd like to say in the intro, so without further ado let's get into the video.
Slick talker since a jet. Winter time, all the time, ooh, yeah. Look at the way that I move, swag. Disrespectful and I'm rude, okay. I had cocaine in the school.
Dr. Gero steps away in fear, but then Goku releases a massive wave of ice in his freeze breath. Dr. Gero then counters this with his very own heat vision, lighting up the area in flames. As this happens, a large cloud of smoke is created as the two substances collide, and Dr. Gero takes this chance to run away as fast as he can. Goku rushes after him, and as Gohan sees this happening, he decides to run after them too. With both of his hands aimed forwards, he flies at insane speeds too, but he simply can't catch up to them. Goku dives into the surrounding area to try and find Dr. Gero's secret lab, and the other Z fighters soon arrive after him. Gohan is there only seconds after he arrived, and then they sense a large key signature heading in their direction. Vegeta, Goku asks, upon watching Vegeta in Super Saiyan charging for the lab door. Open up, Vegeta shouts, hurling his Big Bang attack at the wall. Both Goku and Gohan teleport away, then the lab is opened right up. As the smoke dies down, 17 and 18 are revealed, standing with Dr. Gero dead behind them. So these are the androids that boy was talking about. They don't look strong at all, Vegeta says, in Super Saiyan. Vegeta then flies in all by himself and tries to take on Android 17. He punches him, but Android 17 tanks his punch with ease. Vegeta then rattles off with several punches, only to be hit with two straight insanely powerful strikes. The second punch cracks his armor while also launching him through several trees. We're not here for you, Vegeta, Android 17 says. We're here for Goku, the two androids say simultaneously. They have a weird green substance on their hands and green veins are laced across their skin. Android 16 is there also and has similar features. This substance is kryptonite, and as Goku headed over from Krypton, he actually brought along very small amounts of kryptonite in his pod. Dr. Gero then harvested this, then synthesized further amounts, but even after so many years he only has a very small amount of it. Goku uses his X-ray vision and notices that Android 16 has no skeleton like the other two androids have. So he smartly surmises that Android 16 is fully cybernetic, while the other two are not. Once they notice him, they charge at him and Goku then powers up into his Super Saiyan form once again. Taking the first punch from Android 17, its energy is being stricken out of him. He also feels significantly weaker, but his weakening takes some time. Therefore, he still manages to shoot 18 away with a kick, but as Android 17 stands not too far from him, it's like he's losing energy by the second. I can see that you're getting weaker. This crystal really is doing its job, Android 17 says, before punching Goku into the ground. Goku coughs blood and falls out of Super Saiyan, then receives a terrible beating from Android 17. He takes crazy punches and kicks, then the two androids strike him at the same time to knock him out completely. The group have no clue how Goku was taken out so quickly, and they're not even sure if Gohan could take them out. However, Goku is about to be killed, and so their main objective is to escape. Gohan teleports so that he arrives beside his father, then uses instant transmission so that he disappears along with him. The other fighters then hold on to Krillin as he teleports them away too, leaving the androids annoyed that they hadn't killed Goku. Future Trunks had grabbed Vegeta before leaving, but then as he arrives at the Kame house, he blasts away in humiliation. Piccolo then goes off to fuse with Kami to get more power, and Goku slowly heals, but this is much slower with kryptonite all over his body. Therefore, he uses instant transmission to arrive in the center of the sun, and this sun dip returns him to full health in seconds while making him much stronger. Imperfect Cell arrives, and this time he looks a little different to how he did in the canon timeline, and Dr. Gero made him in a slightly different way too. The green areas of his body look slightly greyer, and his aura when he powers up is a dark grey. Also, he has small whitish spikes protruding from his skin in various places. Instead of just being the ultimate life form, Cell is pretty much the perfect counter to the hybrid Kryptonian that is Goku. He gets stronger as he battles, and his abilities will only become more apparent once he absorbs the even stronger androids. Piccolo meets Imperfect Cell as he is absorbing humans, and this time Imperfect Cell is actually the superior fighter. Piccolo leaps up to try and kick Cell, but he evades his attack, then lands a straight punch to hurl him through an entire building. In a flash, he's already a step away from Piccolo, then he lands a multitude of attacks that Piccolo can't even manage. Piccolo does end up landing a few attacks of his own, but he still can't do much against Cell, who just keeps on healing and growing stronger. The group then feel Piccolo's key signature depleting, and so Goku uses instant transmission to arrive at the scene. He is back at full power, then enters Super Saiyan right away. "Goku, I never thought I'd see you here," Cell says before his eyes start to glow red. Goku reacts and launches his heat vision, then Cell does the same. As Cell has some of Goku's Kryptonian DNA, he can use his heat vision. However, he can't use any form of X-ray vision or freeze breath just yet. The two fighters end their beams at a stalemate, then Goku releases a large wave of cold air with his freeze breath. Ice crystals show up across Cell's arms, which are being held up to try and block the incoming freeze. Once Cell is in this state, Goku holds a ki blast at him to try and crack apart his frozen body. Just as he intended, Cell's arms are fully removed and some of his torso is cracked off too. However, in seconds his body starts to heal once again and he is returned to his ordinary state rather quickly. Cell then pounces and tries to attack Goku with punches. Goku evades every single one of his incoming strikes flawlessly, then once he lands a strike, Goku doesn't move a single inch. He takes the attack with ease, then stares down the life form before grabbing his arm. Using his other arm, he stabs through his entire body, shredding through his vital organs. Cell coughs out blood and is clearly weakened by this gruesome attack, then out of nowhere he uses Krillin's special solar flare to escape. Goku is still stunned by this, even as a Kryptonian, but he manages to return to his senses more quickly. He then retrieves Piccolo, and once Piccolo is at full health, he, Krillin and Tien go off to try and search for Imperfect Cell. Imperfect Cell is in the shadows, absorbing humans and suppressing his ki so he is almost impossible to find. On the lookout, the Saiyans are present as they try to figure out what their next step is. Future Trunks and Vegeta agree to head into the hyperbolic time chamber first. While this is happening though, Gohan and Goku head to the nearest star to the solar system. It's a yellow star just like the sun, then they decide to house themselves inside, growing stronger by the second. During this time, the androids go to Kame House like in canon and Piccolo ends up trying to face Android 17. They both are pretty much equals and the kryptonite has no effect on Piccolo. They both punch each other in the face at the same time, causing them both to fly away from one another. Piccolo is breathing rather heavily, but Android 17 just faces him with no alteration to his breathing rate since he has infinite stamina. As they both stand against each other, Cell arrives at the scene to try and absorb the android that he sees. This time he has absorbed so many different people's power and he far surpasses Piccolo now. He zooms right past him, but Piccolo chases right after him and attempts to battle him. He grabs Cell, but then he uses his heat vision to sever Piccolo's arm off completely. He screams in pain, but then he grows the arm back and uses this arm to punch Cell right in his face. Cell is moved slightly, but he doesn't even feel pain when he takes the punch. Piccolo tries to strike him again, but once he tries to, his fist is caught before he can even do anything about it. Cell then pierces right through his chest with his heat vision, weakening him a significant amount. Piccolo staggers after receiving this attack, then Cell uses his tail to stab through his entire stomach. Blood spurts out everywhere, and there is little that he can do. His body drops to the ground and Cell zooms forward to absorb Android 17. Once he does this, he achieves his semi-imperfect form and becomes much stronger. Whitish crystals protrude from his body just like before, and he looks a lot greyer than he once did. Once this happens, Vegeta and Trunks appear out of nowhere to face the new threat. During this time, Goku and Gohan have submerged themselves in the star and are swiftly absorbing its power to gain more and more strength. Vegeta and Trunks face off against Cell, then Vegeta takes his chance to try and face him first. He enters his special Super Vegeta form and tries to fight him, but the gap between them is too large. Vegeta soars toward him and punches him right away, but as he does this, Cell catches his punch. With his fist caught, Vegeta can barely move around. Vegeta tugs at his hand to try and remove himself from his grasp, but there isn't anything that he can do. Cell then smirks and headbutts him hard. He leaves a large bruise across his head and Vegeta staggers away, dazed. Cell then punches him in the gut and this returns him to his knees before he viciously stabs through his back with his spiky protrusions. Trunks, after seeing his father being beaten so badly, rushes right into battle. He charges at him in his special ultra state and hits him with his burning attack. The orange ball of ki clashes with his body violently and gives Vegeta just the few seconds he needs to escape. Vegeta feels humiliated and weak for allowing himself to be saved by his own son. Trunks clashes with the burly monster and tries his best to hold it off, and he puts up a good fight. He has insane strength from using grade 3 Super Saiyan, but his speed is greatly diminished and Cell can easily swerve past his attacks even in his second form. Trunks roars and tries to throw a punch, but Cell swerves so that his whole body is above his extended arm, then he lands a knee to the Saiyan's head. His nose snaps on impact and he is shot backward upon receiving the forceful strike. Cell then stabs through his body too, returning him to his base form also. Trunks falls to his knees, holding the open wound in his torso. Cell then shoves him onto his side and surveys the area like a crazed predator searching for his prey. "Where is Android 18? He roars. Not only is he visibly different this time, he also has a different voice. It's much deeper and he sounds more beast-like. Across the galaxy, Goku is focusing on the key signatures he feels from Earth, and he can feel 2 signatures steadily depleting. Cell absorbs a helpless Android 18 and enters his perfect form, now totally grey. He is taller and much more muscular, while also looking a lot more beast-like. "You warriors have disappointed me with your weakness. I shall give you 10 days to recuperate your strength so that you can face me in that time. I am awaiting Goku and his son to arrive also." Vegeta and Trunks are evacuated from the scene and healed, getting even stronger after their Zenkais. Now, future Trunks would be able to take on the likes of Semi-Perfect Cell in this What If, but he is certainly inferior to the perfect form of Cell. Goku and Gohan arrive back on Earth, glowing with golden energy and much stronger than before. Even after no training, they both surpass future Trunks and Vegeta by a lot. Utilizing this time that they have, Goku and Gohan decide to step into the hyperbolic time chamber. They train and train, using their healing factors to abuse their Zenkais even more. They grow way faster than future Trunks and Vegeta do, and by the time they're out of the chamber, they're more than ready to take on Cell. They take the extra 8 days to rest, and once their rest is up, they head to the Cell Games arena to take on Cell. Unlike the canon series, Goku is still superior to his son. He is half Kryptonian, while Gohan is merely a quarter. This means that he is incapable of using freeze breath and X-ray vision. The powers that he gets from his Kryptonian side are also just weaker than they are in his father. "Today is your doomsday, Goku," Cell says, making his fighting stance. "Oh, I didn't think so," Goku says, making his own stance too. Goku then enters his Super Saiyan form and charges at Cell. Cell charges in two and the fight begins. They exchange blows for a time and seem to be bang on equals. Goku beats Cell slightly when it comes to speed, and Cell has the edge in terms of raw power. Cell tries to land a straight punch, but then Goku teleports to his side to kick him into the sky. Cell reaches more than 40 meters up, but he then brings himself to a stop and brings back both of his hands to then release a massive double hand energy wave. Luckily, the blast only destroys the arena and the surrounding area, but Goku was quick enough to evade it anyway. "Telegraphing your attacks won't get you anywhere, Cell," Goku says with his arms crossed. Cell just snarls, then uses his heat vision from afar, but Goku teleports past the incoming beams to arrive pretty much in his face. Then he assails him with a large wide wave of his freeze breath. Cell takes it on pretty well, and it takes a decent amount of time before ice crystals start to show up on his body. It grows across his body much slower too. Then once there is a clear sheet of ice across him, Goku takes the chance to land a full power punch to the center of his chest. His body cracks apart since it has solidified so much, leaving him in agonizing pain. However, once his wound heals, Cell smirks. They continue their battle, and this time Goku is somehow struggling to compete. His speed isn't even superior to Cell's anymore, and it's like he's just the inferior fighter. Cell aims down with a punch and Goku leaps up to evade the attack. Cell then ends up destroying the ground beneath him, creating a small crater in the process. As Goku tries to fly off though, Cell grabs him right away and slams him into the crater that he just created. He then hurls Goku back into that ground and swings him around repeatedly. Blood soon fills the crevices of the crater and Goku weakly lays inside of it, coughing blood. He reverts to his base form, then Cell stamps him in his stomach with his spiky appendages. As this happens, the group look on in worry until Gohan gets the courage to step up to the plate. He dives forward in Super Saiyan and slams into Cell as hard as he possibly can, moving him back a little. During this time, under the vitalizing rays of the sun, Goku is speedily healing. Cell gives Gohan a brutal backhand that launches him more than 80 meters away, while also knocking him out. Once Cell turns back to look at Goku, he is fully stood up and giving him a glare. "Just cause you've come back up, don't think you're any more powerful. I'll just beat you down all the same," Cell shouts, cracking his knuckles. Once this happens though, Goku roars and enters his Super Saiyan form, but then reaches further. As he does so, his body envelops in a glowing cloak of ki and his eyes switch from blue to golden, just like the rest of his body. Giving out a last final roar, he ascends into his next stage of transformations. He looks significantly more muscular, but is still a decent way off the grade 2 form. His hair looks wilder and more of it stands up as he's in Super Saiyan 2, but this is not Super Saiyan 2, this is the Super Kryptonian Saiyan transformation, a form only accessible to those with enough Kryptonian and Saiyan blood within them. So that will conclude the fourth part of What If Goku Was Half Kryptonian. Please tell me something you liked about the video or something that I should improve on for the next part. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.